Hi, my name is Regis. I'm going to present the work Prospecting Individual Discrimination of Maned Wolves' Barks using Wavelets. This research is co-authored with Bruno Ferreira, Flora Balieiro, Bruna Campos Paulo, and Patricia Monticelli. We are from the University of São Paulo, Brazil. In this presentation, I'll give some information on our background, motivations, and goals for this work. Then I'll present the Brazilian maned wolf and the Wavelet multi-resolution analysis, which is the tool used in this research. We then give some examples of analysis of vocalization samples. The IBAC and LATMI laboratories are joining expertise to develop together techniques for individual discrimination of Brazilian maned wolves and other mammals based on their individually assigned bark. This is a picture of the Brazilian maned wolf. This is a species living in the southeast Brazilian forests. The reasons for focusing on individual discrimination is that doing this, we can improve the characterization of groups by characterizing its members. This also permits to understand individual life histories and the better improvement of population size estimates and dispersal patterns of the young. We can also have a better recognition of sexual behavior and their distribution and the spatial localization of the group members in the environment. The goals of the work is to evaluate how individual vocal signatures and expressions can be tracked using a wavelet-based multi-resolution analysis framework. But what is a multi-resolution analysis? First, what is a wavelet? Wavelets are small basis functions with compact support, both in time and frequency. This is a modern wavelet. This is a scaled wavelet. And this is a scaled and shifted wavelet. By doing this, we can form a family of wavelets which can work as a basis function for an analysis. The analysis is done with the direct transformation of the signal of interest ft. This produces the coefficients of the analysis, the wavelet coefficients. The inverse transform is the operation through which we get back the original signal of interest using the coefficients and the family of wavelets. The multi-resolution analysis is a recursive operation in nature. A signal of interest is approximated with different details in different levels of a wavelet multi-resolution analysis. For example, the signal ft can be approximated in the space of representation V3, and it can also be approximated in other levels of the analysis. Each level of the analysis have different distribution of details. The details are in the W spaces. Any approximation of the function of interest can be done summing the details of the different spaces. The operation has a decomposition part and a reconstruction part. A wavelet analysis decomposes the interest signal approximation C into a series of D coefficients spread over several scales. This hierarchical scheme leads to a recursive algorithm that can be implemented, for example, using filter banks. The meaning of the decomposition is that signals are analyzed against their similarities with the basis functions, as in the Fourier analysis, and in different scales in the wavelet analysis. This reveals patterns that are in each level correlated with expressive gestures and spectral signatures better described in that scale. The wavelet analysis block diagram is shown on this slide. The signal of interest, the box samples, are fed into a multi-resolution wavelet analyzer, which produces a set of signals which are projections of the sound signal on the wavelet analysis levels. The top level is the finer wavelet level. It's followed by the second finer level here, then the third finer level, and so on, until the grosser levels of the analysis and the residual. Using wavelets offer advantages versus Fourier analysis. Wavelet analysis have local time and frequency support. Wavelets are a natural time-scale multi-resolution analysis tool. It has a property of constant relative bandwidth analysis. The analysis levels are in accordance with octave bands. It analyzes sounds as the basilar membrane does. The low-complex algorithms using filter banks are another advantage, and isolation of distinct patterns in signals is permitted using wavelet analysis. Now I will show the experimental work. We recorded a set of vocalizations of bark type of two animals and analyzed them using a wavelet analysis tool package for MATLAB named Wavesynt. Wavesynt is a package of functions for MATLAB. It has a master interface, and on this interface we can invoke the plot of figures, and we can define the family of wavelets we are going to use, the grosser level, and we can plot the multi-resolution analysis, like here, all the levels of the analysis, and we can plot individual levels as well, like we do here. And also we can listen to the sounds, the original sound and the sound of the levels. Two examples to show. First one, two barks with similar intonation profile but from a male and a female. Second example, two barks with different intonation profile but same individual. The idea is to investigate how intonation profile and pitch contour, elements of expression, and the vocal signature can be detected, particularly using wavelet imaging and sound analysis. Man wolves exhibit vocal activity between 9 p.m. and 6 in the morning. Two individuals, a male and female, were recorded in the Sorocaba Zoo in São Paulo in 2014. 19 takes of recordings were done. From these, we took 3 barks to analyze and show the experimental part. The samples preparation include digital recording, segmentation. We then normalized them, edited and treated for noise reduction. The signals were then converted to MATLAB format for subsequent analysis. Example 1. Different individual, same expression. These are two vocalizations. One less expressive from the female, Nimeria, and less expressive vocalization from the male, which is named Fantasma. This is the sound of the female. And this is the sound of the male. Again, the female and the male. These are the pitch contours of the two barks from the male and the female. And this is the wavelet multi-resolution analysis. By doing that, we find that most concentration of energy are in 3 levels of the analysis: the 5th, the 6th, and the 9th finer levels. If you observe the male signal, we also find the same thing, but we also find more energy in other levels as well. Comparing the male and the female, we find artifacts on the female on the 4th final level. And for the male vocalization, we find more energy in other levels compared to the female. Example 2. Same individual, different expression. These are two melodic spectra of the two boxes from the female. The first box is a less expressive one. We have already listened to this. The second vocalization is a more expressive one. Again. These are the pitch contours of the two boxes, and this is the Wavelet multi-resolution analysis for the more expressive vocalization. We find that some artifacts in final levels are different from the less expressive one. Comparing the expressions, we find fine articulation on the 6th final level and emphasis on the middle of vocalization on the 5th level. And we find more energy and less articulation on the 6th level for the more expressive vocalization. We also find more articulation on the 5th level and emphasis artifacts on the 4th final level for the more expressive. Expressions on Wavesynt. Artifacts on final levels indicate higher frequency articulations due to expressive vocabulary, and this can be seen and listened using the Wavesynt. We can do this. This is the Wavesynt. This is the original sound of the more expressive vocalization. And this is the sound of the level which exhibits some artifacts on the final level. Again. This is the figure showing this level. Conclusions. Current findings show that wavelets are valuable to discriminate individuals within populations. Energy distribution across wavelet levels coefficients can be used to categorize individual patterns, matching individual vocal tracts. Furthermore, our results show that artifacts on the neighboring levels of the most energetic levels can be used to identify expression gestures. And finally, levels exhibit different amplitude envelopes for different expressions. This shows that envelope format can be a sign of expressive intonation, exactly as occurs with music analysis using wavelets. Our future steps include a systematic analysis over a wider set of boxes covering several expressions that will permit to build a vocabulary that can be further identified with wavelets. The combination with other techniques, such as Fourier-based and spectral analysis, are also to enhance the performance of a combined tool that we are designing for the future. Thank you very much. This is a joint work between the IBAC Research Lab and the LATAM Research Lab. If you want more information on this research, please get in touch with us.